Hi everyone and welcome to episode 3 of Standing 8. I'm Paul Fitzgerald.
You are. I'm Ben Damon.
John Ibrahim.
And Jeff Fenech.
Thanks guys. Well obviously we're pretty excited to have you on the show today, John. You don't grant many interviews.
This is a rarity, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, I wish I could say the same, but yeah, this is out of the norm for me.
Yeah. So why are you here? Why did you come and talk to us of all people?
It's pretty hard to say no to Jeff Fenech. He never says no to you for anything, so I think it'd be very hard to find someone that's going to say no to your podcast.
Yeah.
How are you guys such good mates? How did you guys meet?
Oh, mate, Jeff's a few years older than me, maybe 10 years older. Who knows with him anyway. As kids, we grew up watching him fight, so
yeah.
I'm sure you guys can remember some of the fights he's had. He's always been a legend
in
our area, and he was someone to look up to.
Yeah.
I actually got a chance to go watch him train a few times quietly because I thought I was a bit of a fighter myself, and a good friend of mine took me there to his gym and said, okay, you don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah.
And he took me and I watched Jeff getting ready for one of his title fights. It was incredible. It just showed me a different level of boxing. I thought I was a bit of a martial artist, and then I wanted to meet him after that, and then once I met him, we became instant friends.
Yeah.
Did you have any amateur fights or anything yourself, or
Nah, I was just
outside?
Yeah. A lot of training, not much in the ring, but a lot of training. So back then there was no MMA or any of that cage fighting or kickboxing. It was all different kind of era back then. I think he peaked too early as well, to be honest with you. Imagine him doing his career now.
Yeah.
With the different broadcasting and opportunities you get now.
Just the different promotions and the money involved in boxing nowadays is obviously a lot different to...
But social media and camera phones and stuff as well may not have helped.
Yeah, I would have been in jail for sure. maybe I peaked at the right time,
maybe
John.
you're right.
100%. Really, 4 world titles in this day and age.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be sitting on a pool table doing a podcast. And we'd have hair and makeup people here.
We'd have gold microphones.
wait there. John's already been to the hair and makeup prior to coming.
I already did my own.
But listen, the reason why I really classify this one as really important to me, obviously nobody gets to speak to John, and he's given us this great opportunity, but I want people to know that the guy to my right is one of the most loyalist guys ever. I can go back and just say that I'll never forget I got into a bit of a scuffle at Brighton, and it's all forgotten today, but as soon as my eyes opened, John and his friend was there at my bedside, making sure that I was okay. I mean, for me, that's a friend. That's what loyalty's about, and John knows I'd do the same, vice versa, and we've always been close friends, and we've travelled the world together. We've been through some amazing, fun things together, and hopefully today we'll be able to share a bit of that, because like I said, for me, people don't really know the John that I know.
I was fascinated to have a look at the notes there. Did Mike Tyson hold the pads for you at some point?
He organised that just because he knew I wanted it.
Okay.
All I copped was abuse about how shit my footwork was. Just pretty generous. Not only with his time, with his friendships, introduces everybody to everybody, and I love that about him. He opened a lot of doors for me when I was younger, opportunities I wouldn't have had. His generosity, I remember a couple of his first trips overseas with him.
It's so strange he says that, and I've got to say this, it was just maybe a matter of 6 or 8 weeks ago that I took young Brock over to, maybe a little bit more, not much more, a couple of months ago, I took young Brock over to meet Tyson. The first call I got was from John. He said, Jeff, I can't believe you still haven't changed. You're giving this young kid the opportunity to meet Tyson, and for me, to get that loyalty from John, just to see that he's seeing that, and gives me for credit who I believe I am, and I believe loyalty is everything as far as I'm concerned. It made me feel really good, and I've spoken about it a few times, and I've told people that you've done that, and you certainly made me feel good that day, and you always do. Thank you for being here.
I remember that moment for me. That kid will never forget it. That moment where you're in there and you meet him, and Jeff arranges it, he actually pulls you in, puts you next to him. Yeah. You're a bit tender, a bit shy. And Mike Tyson,
you weren't.
Actually, I jumped straight in. I pushed him out of the way. I jumped straight in.
There's a story we were having a laugh before about you meet Muhammad Ali in Vegas.
Well, that whole week was funny. I mean, Jeff had a lot of, I don't know, I used to call it the Jeff Fenech flying circus. He'd take over a whole bunch of youths that were on their way to jail.
Yeah.
And just show them. And he had 15 guys with him that first year. I said, really? And it came at a really good time for me. He rang me up, and I was in the news a lot. There was a lot of trouble going on. And he said, listen, I want you to come with me. We're going to go hang out with Mike. I said, I'm really tight. He goes, I can see you're tied up. You're in the paper every fucking day. Just get on a plane, come with me, and come with me to meet Mike. I said, okay, great. So I jumped on a plane with him. He says, "Guy, come back with me." We go back of the plane. There's like 15 young guys, all it was like, all on their way to jail. Just
knockabout,
troublemaking. Yeah.
Well, one of them that night, I got a complaint from the air hostess. Listen, Mr. Fenech, can you please come to the back and let one of your friends know that they're taking their clothes off? I said, what? Anyway, so I went to the back of the plane. I'm trying to Cham, what are you doing? He goes, mate, I sleep. This is how I sleep at home. I'm going to sleep. They were on the plane. I said, please respect me, brother, please. So anyway, clothes went back on and he was normal again. But yeah, sometimes, and look, I really took those kids for a reason, because I honestly believe that I was given this amazing opportunity to better my life. And I tried to help as many people as I can.
Just open their eyes.
Yeah, hopefully I did.
He actually said to me, listen, even if like one or two of them can see how big the world really is, and there's more opportunities than just Bankstown and running around the streets. When I pulled him aside, I said, okay, I get it. So he takes them over there, and we're over there. He sets them up in a hotel. We're in like different separate. He keeps an eye on them, shows them. You could see their eyes. I could see what he liked about it. Just walking into Vegas, taking them to the training camp, lets them in. And Mike is very hospitable. Mike loves him, obviously. The access we had was unbelievable. And these guys, it was just hilarious to watch. I was a little bit skeptical at the beginning, but he was right. A few of them, 3 of them ended up dead. 4 of them were in jail.
Oh, wow.
But there was 2 of them that actually made it through, so it was worth it.
Still made a difference.
Yeah, because I kept an eye on these guys over the years, like keeping an eye, tabs on them. You can't help. You spend a week, maybe 10 days with them overseas. You got to know them.
But they were great kids.
They were great kids.
I can't believe it.
Coming up. They could have gone either way, and he did give them the opportunity to see there is like possibilities. I mean, I gave up on a few of them when we're walking back on the main road of Vegas, on the main drag. Jeff and I are walking, and we see a whole pack of them around 2 black dudes, fold-out table, a bottle cap, 3 bottle caps, and a pea. And they're doing that. Yeah, they're doing that thing, and these guys are surrounding, betting their money. Jeff and I get to them, and Jeff goes, "Just don't get involved." I go, "Guys, you're not going
to win."
They go, "No, we're getting some money back." The guys are letting them win a few, And Jeff and I just kept walking ahead. We're passing the Bellagio, and then we see these 2 black guys with a fold-up table under their arm, just running, and 10 Adidas tracksuits chasing. He was shaking
I remember that now. I forgot about that. But
and that night we see them in the casino at the roulette table, and we'd been out somewhere else at dinner. We see them all around. I come up and I say, "Hey, listen, a guy with a pea and 3 bottle caps took your money. You got no business being in it." It was good trips. There was a lot of great moments like that.
How nervous were you when Tyson had the pads on and you had to?
Oh no, we met him earlier. We'd gone to his house earlier that night.
But you had to try and look like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah. Oh, but we'd already known him for a week. This was towards the end, so we'd been there 2 weeks ahead of Mike Tyson's fight. First thing we land, we drop our bags and just go straight to the gym. It's like a gym in the middle of nowhere, no air conditioning, on full lockdown. Full of characters in there. Like Jeff and I were the only. Jeff and I and one other guy, Phil, an older friend of ours. We walked in there. Mike was great. As soon as he got off the training, he sort of come down, met us. We got to know him, got some photos with him. Then we just kept coming back every day, and we had full access to him, which to me was unbelievable. So I brought you some of the photos. You could see me ringside watching him train, getting ready for the fight. And he's got what I was watching. I was a lot cheeky back then. I'm probably still am now. I'm sitting there watching him train, and like you see him on TV and all that crap, doesn't give him credit. And if you're there ringside and you can hear the hits, and he was just bashing these guys that were paid to train with him. I think they were getting $5,000 for 3 rounds. And he was working one over hard, and there was another 2 just sitting on the left waiting for their turn to get called up. And I'm sitting ringside just laughing, and the guy can hear. I was feeling my ribs rattling from the guy. I'd look over at the guys ready to go next. I'm going, and I just kept treating them up so much. One of them goes, "Fuck this," drops his glass. He was out. And Jeff saw me.
But to this day, every time I go to LA or Vegas and I meet Mike, he always asks, "How's John?"
Yeah, we did get along. We clicked pretty well. That night you left me with him at his house and you went to get chicken. He just left me. The first 10 minutes I'd met him. I think I'd only known him for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Mike wanted to eat some chicken and Jeff goes, I'll take you. So he jumps in the car with the guys, goes, John, you stay here with him. I go, okay. So he hollers out a cigar, puts some pot in it, rolls a joint.
Yeah.
And Jeff, on his way out, looks at me and goes, it's all good. I got it. Leaves me there sitting with him, passes me. I'm sitting there puffing away with him. I had 2 puffs.
Everybody puffs with him.
I had 2 puffs. I was in a coma. And he puts on a VHS. Yeah, it was like VHS back then. That's
I know what you're going to say now.
Puts on the VHS of all executions.
Yeah, I now remember. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Mike had these videos. These videos used to come out, and you would see a guy like. I'd be walking with John and I'd take one step extra than John and the train would hit me. And they had all these crazy, I remember them now.
Executions or something.
People
it was like
getting
the weirdest
killed.
thing to watch when you're stoned.
Just to freak you out, or does that?
No, he was like laughing his
He loves it, yeah.
He's sitting there half naked on the couch. I'm there stoned and there's only him and I in the house. I just met the guy 20 minutes ago. And he's there like laughing his head off. I'm like laughing with him and he slapped your thigh and I'm going, is this guy coming on to me? I was starting to panic. I've never been happier to see Jeffrey turn.
And he would have wanted the chicken by then.
Yeah, I was dying for it. It was good time.
The drumstick.
The drumstick looking at Jeff.
Oh, no. I've got a photo here of, which we'll show on camera afterwards, of you guys with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
When was that taken?
This was the after party. This was at the after party. Okay, you got to think there was no cameras back then, no phone cameras. So this was with a disposable camera that I bought at a chemist.
Yeah.
And at the after party, there was no cameras allowed. Everyone had gotten their cameras confiscated. I took mine in with me. I'm walking around with Jeff, and it was full packed of celebrity. I don't get starstruck that often, but everybody was there. I got a photo of me practically sitting on Magic Johnson's lap. I got a photo of Pamela Anderson.
What was she doing here?
Yeah, she was at the after party. She was at the after party, yeah. And then some security came up and said, okay, you're not allowed to have a camera here. And then Jeff's saying, here, take a photo. I said, they took my camera off me. So he's gone and told Mike. Mike's gone over. Security took the camera back off him, gave it back to me. We're back there
snapping photos,
Oh, that's brilliant.
There's a couple of annoying Aussies in the party with a disposable camera. Guess who?
We're talking earlier, and Jeff, you were saying the first night that you met John.
Yeah, I went to, was it the tunnel, yeah?
Yeah.
I was up at the tunnel, and of course, as soon as I got to the door, I was VIP'd in. Obviously, John looks after his friends and he looks after the people who deserve to be looked after. I was in there and I was having a little look around, and I just noticed a girl who I'd known and seen before, and she was with this real Lebanese looking guy, you know, and I'm looking and we're both looking at each other, and we crossed eyes, and then the guy
exchanged looks.
Yeah, start looking at me and I start looking at him, and it got pretty heated, and was just about to get really heated as I walked towards him and he walks towards me, and then the referee John walks in between us, and we'll happen to be John's brother Sam, and there was a girl that I don't know if
I think it was Tanya's Samad or whatever.
Tanya's Ayeda.
That's right.
So she was just, and so a bit of an argument started. And look, I'm really happy that nothing happened, because I kind of thought that if John would have lost one of his brothers that early, would have been, the gang would have been.
I hear this all the time. It's funny he says it. Every time I'm with my brother and he sees it, he goes, "Oh, there's your little mate. Lucky you were there that night at stadium." And they both got different versions of the whole story. And I've got my own version. To me, lucky they both cut it out. I was going to bitch slap both of them.
Then this wouldn't have happened. There would be no podcast.
Right. You tore it. You got the similar characteristics.
Like I said, it was pretty. Like I said, from then on, I mean, like I said, he and his brothers are my friends, and like I said, the guy that's here with me today is care when people know he's family to me, and I've had an amazing journey with him. And like I said, it could be 10 years or 5 years, but once I see John and we're together, it's just like we've been together every day, and that's what I think a real friendship's about. You don't have to ring everybody 20 times a week, or if something happens, but If I need something,
Low maintenance.
Yeah. If I need something, or if he knows I can, give him a call straight away if I need some advice or anything like that. So, and vice versa. So I think that I've formed a great friendship with John, and I'm happy to have it to this day.
John, we had your other mate, Kyle Sandilands, on the last episode.
He filled in for me. How nice was that?
Yeah. How come he was first before John?
No. I actually,
you just wanted to see what it was like.
No. I had some prior commitments that week, and I rang Kyle, and he said, "Yeah, sure, I'll be happy to." And like I said earlier, it's pretty hard to say no to Jeff.
Yeah.
So Kyle was going to be after me. Now thinking back on it, that was a stupid move. Kyle's a hard act to follow. I watched his podcast. I'm going, fuck, I have to go after him. That's what he does for a living.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was as well, that the first time, because I mixed with Kyle a bit, he, obviously thinking that, how big and tough Kyle is, which we all know he is, but he said to me, "Jeff, I'm going up the cross, I'm over." I said, "Man, you just can't do that, brother." He goes, "What do you reckon, man?" I said, maybe you just need to go and talk to him. Anyway, so that's how the first meeting became John
so
and
Kyle.
So
he wanted to open a nightclub, essentially?
Yeah, he wanted to get into that. Well, Jeff brought him up and we met, and then he worked it out pretty quick. It wasn't going to be that easy. But,
right.
He actually never had any shares in the nightclub, but I gave him some shares. I said, "There's no need for you to invest. You can go tell anybody your own heart. You can own his club." So I think there was he was talking about it so much on his show, and he just we're great. We became great friends. He ended up moving across the road, and we both happened to be single at the same time, which was a very bad mix for both our healths.
Because they ended up being a couple.
Yeah,
a couple of idiots.
A couple of idiots. Yeah, well, we had some great times. That 4 years he was living across the road from me. And then he decided to move, which was the best thing that could happen to both of us.
4 years was long enough.
We had media just parked up the road just waiting for us to fuck up.
Yeah.
Which was often. Do you remember that birthday party of yours? That birthday party.
Yeah. Can you remind me, John? I've had now 50. I just had from yesterday. I had
another one yesterday.
50 years. Yeah.
I think it was your 40th. I think it was your 40th. You had it at that restaurant.
Echoes.
Yeah. Oh my God, you in that restaurant. Every event is there.
Yeah.
What had happened is Susie had a birthday a couple of months early or something, and I bought her a nice Susie. She loves her bling, so I made sure I think I bought her a Hermes bag or a Chanel bag or something.
It was a Chanel bag.
And then Jeff rings me up just before his birthday and says, "I saw what you got, Susie."
No, I just invite him. Listen, I just invite him.
I'll be looking forward to see what I get. I said,
that was in my head. I wonder what this great friend. So anyway, let me finish now.
Different versions. I've heard both.
I'm seeing all these presents there, and then I see this massive, big Louis Vuitton box and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, who's brought that? And I look and I see this. It was from John. Like, wow. So I've hidden that. I've left most of the presents there, but I want to take this one home. And I was like, shit, what has he got me, Yeah, thinking,
I'll take it from there. What happens when you walked into this place, there was a present table.
Yeah.
So I've put the present on the table, and Kyle and I think we had two girls with us. I drove, and Kyle and I, because he was living across the road, so we drove and sat down at our table and put the present on the table. I didn't know Susie got up and sang a song, and then Jeff got up and starting to open the presents on stage. I'm going, what the? This is not going to be well. So I've gone to Kyle, come on, we've got to get out of here. He's going, but the cake. I go, there's no cake. Look at
Kyle wanted the cake.
I go, there's no cake. Look at me. He's in training. There's no cake. Just get up and go. He goes, but the girls. I go, don't worry about the girls. We'll find new ones. We get up, and I've rushed him out. As we're walking out, luckily the girls just happened to be coming out of the bathroom. So luckily, girls, we were just looking for you. Grab them, take them with us, jump in the car, get to the Anzac Bridge, get a call from Jeff. Obviously, he's gotten to my present. He's opened that up on stage and looked at the box, shown everyone the box, and gone, opened it up, and it's a picture of me with the words on it. I hope this brings you as much pleasure as it brings me. I love you. And he's going, he's on and I just finished telling Kyle why we had to leave.
Yeah.
And then as we're driving, I see Jeff's number, and I opened it up, put it on speaker. You little guy.
But the photo's got pride of place in the bar.
Oh, you have to be there. It was funny. He said, I'll be honest with you, the amount of laughs we got when I opened it was worth it.
It was,
You've been hugely successful in the entertainment industry. I've had some of the best clubs in the world. I had my 19th and 20th birthday at Envy and DCM's back in the day. I used to love those clubs. What sort of drove you to get into the entertainment, nightclub sort of space. You know, young boy from Western Sydney. I'm from Parramatta. So, yeah, what got you into the...
No, I think I found, like Jeff, I found my niche early, which was lucky. I found like what I liked doing, and I could make good money out of it at a young age. I just kept following it on. I might have taken it a little bit too extreme, but you know, I think that drive that you have is what pushes you a little bit further than the average person. And I'm just lucky, you know. I was lucky I found something that I was good at and I enjoyed doing, and then I just did the best I could with it. I ran with it, and it's actually worked out well for me. It's probably saved me. I could have ended up anywhere like Jeff and so many other friends and family that we have gone ahead of us.
Yeah.
Just staying focused on the thing that I'm good at, and mate, I knew this was my way out of where I wanted to go, from where I was to where I wanted to go. So
yeah,
I just kept my head down. While others around me were losing their heads, I actually just kept my head down, kept working. I mean, my friends, the best compliment my friends can give me is tell me, like, remember being in your clubs, we're all having the time of our lives. You're the most miserable prick because you're downstairs. I'd be downstairs till 7 a.m.
Yeah.
You know what I can't understand? Like, even when I was world champion and stuff, and some of my mates, we're going out, so I'd meet you at 10:30. 10:30, I mean, I usually have dinner at 6 and I'm out, and, you know, and I remember, like, if I ever did go out, he would be John at 1 or 2 in the morning. He'd be walking through those streets and making sure that everything was right for him, not just for me, for everybody. And I mean, I think that he's a perfectionist, and he just knew exactly what it took to run those kind of businesses.
Yeah, you're the king of the cross, but there's not much of a kingdom now. The cross is sort of falling apart.
That title, the media first gives you the title. I mean, I wish I could give myself. I'd call myself the Lord of the Dance. They say they give you that title.
Yeah,
there's always been one though. So whoever dominates the club scene, really the strip clubs, the club scene, whoever sets the price on the street, that's who sort of gets like anointed as the king of the cross. So I actually got it that way. I don't know how I got it, but the media was the first one to spout it out. So to me, it was just work. It's what area I specialised in. Then I moved into Oxford Street for 10 years when the cross slowed down a little bit. So I honestly looked at it, this is what I do for a living, that's it. So
the cross has slowed right down now.
Oh, the cross is finished. The lockouts came in, that was the beginning and the end. To me, like I already wrote in my book, there was like a sign for me to walk away. It was a 35-year run. I mean, that was a good run. Once the lockouts came in, you could see the writing on the wall. The thing that the cross had going for it all along was the late night trading and its close proximity. You could jump around everywhere. Once they took that away, and I knew it was never coming back.
Do you think there'll be another King's Cross
you think
in the
so?
future?
I mean, every good city needs a red light district or an entertainment district. They tried. The government just doesn't do fun well. They admit it themselves. They tried to sort of relocate the precinct or dilute the problem. I mean, it couldn't have been that few incidents that happened. The media jumped on board. It just snowballed after that. I couldn't believe what was happening. And what they did is just dilute the problem. And now 5 years later, they've gone back and realised they've made a massive mistake.
Yeah.
But this changed Sydney nightlife forever. I mean, I can't complain too much. It was great timing for me. I took it as an opportunity to just walk away from the whole scene. It's a shame though. I don't think Sydney will ever be the same. Every major city needs a King's Cross. I've never heard a tourist saying, I've come to Sydney to go see Bangaroo.
Yeah.
They all come to see the cross, Bondi Beach. That's what people know about. Those no longer exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sad, but I had a good run, and I've got the memories.
One thing about your nightclubs, you had some of the best nights. You always felt safe in your club. So as a young kid growing up, and you're going in King's Cross, Oxford Street, your clubs always felt safe, and you're always able to have a lot of fun there.
To the average punter, they were safe, but there was a lot going on behind the scenes to keep it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I took it very seriously, and to me, the people inside your business, I had a duty of care to them. So whatever was going to happen, if you were in my venue, I took it to painful lengths. You were safe. You're in my venue. It's like being in my house.
Yeah.
So I had the biggest thugs working with me on the doors. You got to think back then there was no police force to speak of like they do now. All these specialised Raptor and all these special squads. Mm-hmm. So you had normal police trying to police the unpoliceable, like my brother's gangs running around out of control. So I formed my own little crew, and we had our own version of protecting our own venues. I think we did it pretty effectively. So, and wasn't personal. It was just about work for me.
Yeah.
Protecting my own interests and nothing more. Once it was over, I didn't take it personally. I just went home.
Yeah.
Do you go to bed early these days, John?
Mate, I'm in bed by 8:30. Up by 4 o'clock. I never used to leave the house till 11 o'clock at night and come home at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's funny how your cycles change. By 8:30 now, I'm in bed.
Yeah.
How do you spend your time now if you are out of the nightclub business? What's your business now?
Well, I was planning on going. This book I wrote took 2 years, so dyslexic, it took forever. I've got a few projects going. I'm doing a few developments. I bought a lot of property in good times, and so that was always the retirement plan. But really, not that much. I've got the luxury to do whatever I want, so I'll make the most of my free time at the moment.
Will there be more nightclubs, do you think?
No, I can't see me ever being involved in. It would seem at my age now. It just seemed desperate. When I started, I was 17 and 8 months, and I had a great run.
And the world has changed now. Like back in the day, I know people if Tongan Sam walked up to somebody at the club and said, "You have to leave," you leave. Today, these guys want to argue and buck up and carry on. So I don't think a nightclub would be a great place.
No, you couldn't get away with what cameras and social media. Every prick's walking around with a fucking camera on them.
Yeah.
So everyone's walking around potential witness. We need shadows to do what we did.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away with what we did. I can't see it. It'd be embarrassing for me to be going back into that industry now.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. It's done with me. You got to know when it's time for you to walk away.
Yeah.
I think so anyway.
John Ibrahim was amongst those who did a fair bit of work for you.
Oh, John Ibrahim's a great guy. I mean, I think he's another one that's misunderstood. He's got 12 kids, for Christ's sake. He's got like an army.
People don't realise when Hoppus, one of those super loyal guys. Listen, he's prepared to go to jail for his brother or his friend if something happens to him. There aren't many people like that. That's why when John says they're misunderstood, although they're misunderstood to us, to me that's normal. Because if something happened to John, it's going to happen to me. If something happens to you, if you go out with me, Ben, you're going home with me.
Yeah, I mean, John Ibrahim came when he'd finished with his football, and he had a security gig on. And I'd met him a couple of times when he was a footballer, and I liked him. And then he needed a job. I gave him a job just being one of the hang around. He wasn't doing any of the heavy lifting. He was just like standing on the door, and he diffused a lot of the problems because a lot of guys looked up to him. And he diffused a lot of the problems, but he wasn't there. In the back of my mind, I'd always this guy's a family man. He's got 12 kids to feed, so he wouldn't be involved in anything like unshady. And listen, our crew, we'd be there together. Whatever happened to one of us is going to happen to all of us, me included. I was the first one to be. If I move, you move. If I don't move, there's no need for any of you to move. So that was our motto. So he was never in any danger. He was just make up the numbers and look menacing.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. He's and he's very loyal.
Well, he speaks very highly of you, Hopper, as well. I think that you giving him that role changed where he was headed in his life at that point.
Yeah, well, he was with me for 10 years.
Yeah.
Tongan Sam and him and a few other the boys with me. We spanned a 30-year career. Hopper Whitey and Tongan Sam were sitting off me most of the time. Hopper Whitey would spend half the night on his phone, looking up Facebook like a teenage girl.
Yeah.
And, but we had a great time together. I value loyalty, especially in that industry. You need to be able to count on the guys that you're with, and you're not going to get like these little cream puffs with security licenses. They're useless in real situations. What are they going to do? Call the police or call an ambulance for you? It doesn't work out. I value loyalty, and he's a very loyal guy.
Well, you've needed an ambulance and more at times in the cross.
I think I had him on speed dial at one point. I got an account at St Vincent's Hospital.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've been.
Well, you were dead, weren't you?
That stabbing at a young age, that was pretty rough. It's lucky I was young and sort of fitter, and I survived it pretty well. But I've had a few scrapes. I've been luckier than most, I'd say.
Yeah.
John, if there's anybody that influenced you the most as a youngster, and because I look at guys when I was growing up and getting in trouble and forgetting a fried box, man, I was really proud of this guy, that guy, who was somebody up there, that was up across there.
Mate, I'll be honest, there was no one there to really look up to. The only thing that I can sort of take away from anything that was, the guys before me is what not to do, not actually what they were doing. I sort of stayed quiet for a long time, just observed and watched and observed and watched. There was no one there to really look up to. You got to think back then, it was like corrupt police, gangsters, crooks, drug dealers, pimps. There wasn't really someone there that you could sort of idolise or look up to. The one thing I did take away from it is what not to do. And I was maybe the smartest guy in a sea of idiots, which actually worked into my favour.
Yeah, no, definitely that, brother. You're a smart guy.
When you say what not to do, what were the things that they were doing? What was wrong?
Okay, well, the biggest thing I worked out was the backstabbing and the political crap. So I worked out at an early age, pick a crew, stick with them. Pick a crew, tighten your crew so that you're insulated, and just stick with your crew. And the best way to have loyal people around you is first be loyal. You got to be loyal yourself. The guys aren't dumb. They can pick up, they can say, I can sense fakeness on people, so I just assume they have that same ability. So my motto was always, to have loyalty, you got to give loyalty first. You got to be loyal first. And I've been pretty lucky. I've had the same guys with me from the day I started practically, and we finished up together. That part of the world, anyway.
It is crazy when you look at what's happened in the cross throughout Australian criminal history, and you look at some of the underbellies, and you see the disloyalty and the backstabbing and friends killing friends. To think of, and I say this because not that he's sitting beside me, but to think of the guys that were with him, they're all still there. They're exactly the same guys. I was around them for years, and I mean, it's very rarely heard of.
We all retired together, and I think I'm pretty proud of that. None of them have gone to jail, done any jail time because of me or with me. So
that's good.
We all got through it together, and I'm pretty I like that achievement the most.
John, what's it like you going through what you're going through at the moment with your brothers going through the hell they're going through?
It's, what can you say? It's heartbreaking. It's annoying, disappointing, all at the same time. I mean, to tell you I'm angry about it, angry is not a big enough word. But it is what it is. What can you do?
Do you kind of think of the word like guilty by association? Do you think that is with you? It's been with you for a long time.
Oh, that's been with me forever. But how are you guilty by association when it comes to family? I mean, you can't pick your family, and they'll say the same thing back about me. They can't pick me. I'm sure I've brought them some unwanted attention, and just as they brought me. But that's another story altogether.
What were your thoughts on? Obviously, there's so much written about you, but Underbelly series, Golden Mile, it was hugely successful.
Yeah.
That series. What were your thoughts on that? Was it an accurate portrayal, do you think, of the young
it was
John Ibrahim?
Very floss.
Yep.
That actually, most people look under the illusion that I had anything to do with that. That was happening whether I liked it or not.
Yeah.
The only input I had there was I didn't have a criminal record, and I was still around, so they had to tiptoe around me. So I got to sort of pull a few strings from behind the scenes to make sure, well, when it came to me anyway, the character came off as, and I think they've done a great job. I came off walking away into the sunshine.
Teflon John.
Glorified.
Teflon John.
They had no choice.
Yeah.
They had no choice. I was
Yeah.
in the background. I could have put it, stopped the whole thing at any time. And I tried to control it as much. That's just part of my nature. I tried to control it from behind the scenes as much as I can. But I think there was no real accuracy about it. It was a lot uglier, a lot rougher, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
But
It's TV.
that's TV.
For someone who is quite private with all that you do, you find yourself in the media an awful lot. The Daily Telegraph pretty much runs a story every day.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that side of your lifestyle?
Oh, yeah, you got to a point. For a while there, I was like I used to get worked up about it and get upset about it. But after a while, you think, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do about it, is it? They're always putting a disclaimer. John Ibrahim. There's no suggestion John Ibrahim's involved or any way connected in there. So what the fuck am I doing in there?
Yeah.
I had that argument with them many a times, but it's pointless. They just, they're going to do whatever they're going to do. You still got to live your life. What can you do?
John, I need to ask you a question too, because when Ben worked for Cole for 2 weeks, what was the first question he asked you, mate?
I heard that, yeah.
I read
Is Cole straight or not? I want to ask you, John. I'm asking John.
No,
he says it guys or girls, essentially.
No, he's straight. He's just, he's just quirky. He's got his own like. I think he could go.
Well, you
There's a lot
you
of
can't say he
innuendo
come out of
there.
the closet because he couldn't fit in one, but
He's funny. No, he has got. It's his way. Listen, Kyle's pretty misunderstood. I mean, most guys, you might have worked with him for 2 weeks, but I know him pretty well.
Yeah. No,
I think you don't know someone until you've really travelled with them. I've done a
for
lot
sure.
of travelling with Kyle, as I have with Jeff, and you get to know someone. And I love the guy. He's my mate. He's as loyal a friend as you'll
yeah,
get.
100%.
He's as loyal a friend as you'll get. He doesn't take a back step to his friendship. And he's got a lot of little issues, but deep down, he's the sweetest guy ever. Most people don't see that. You see him come off as rough and like arrogant. He's nothing like that. I sit down and have a coffee with him in the cross. Let me guess, he mentioned how he was homeless, right?
Oh, yeah.
Homeless Harry.
I think he was homeless for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's obviously left its mark on him. But he has got a soft spot for those homeless people.
Yeah.
I have a coffee with him in the cross, and sometimes he's not there. And you can see about 7 or 8 of them just circling that cafe, waiting for him to rock up.
Yeah.
As soon as he rocks up, there's like a line of them just walking up. He buys them meals. He doesn't carry cash, so I'm always handing him cash under the table. He's like handing out 50s everywhere. He has got a big heart.
Yeah,
he has got a really big heart. And I think he's misunderstood like most of us.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, Kyle ever since I've known him, he's been the most awesome. Like I said, I remember when I got into a little bit of trouble, straight on the road, he backs you up straight away, and I mean, I'll never forget that. You know, I mean, if something happened to John or I, and
He showed up to one of my raids. My house was getting raided, and I actually gave him the heads up. He was on his way to my house. I said, I don't think it's good timing. I'm sick of this. He just rocks up, has a press interview out the front. What could they be here for? Exactly what I wanted to say, but I couldn't. He was out there. Yeah, he doesn't take a back step when you're his friend.
It's a pretty regular thing for you, getting your house raided.
I'm about due for my annual one now.
Yeah.
Anytime, like within the next month or so. I think it's an annual thing. We put it on the calendar. I might as well just get a key cut, hand it down at Bondi Police
it's
Station.
Christmas, Easter, raiding all on
Once
John's
a year,
calendar.
just to keep people like in the loop. Okay, we haven't forgotten him. We're still on the
The last one went for 12 hours or so as well.
12 hours of just looking for. I don't know what they're looking for.
Do they ruin your house?
Well, they ruined my safe. They could have just rang me and said, "What's the combination?" But without all the theatrics, I mean, I don't know. I'm starting. I might be a little bit paranoid, but I think they're out to get me.
Oh,
This could be just paranoid talking.
yeah, I think it is.
They found Tic Tacs last time.
They're so fascinated with the crap they find. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
And they cut out the really funny stuff. I mean, those raids are hilarious. You're there with them for 8 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
And they're just guys as well. They find all sorts of crap. And they only leak out portions of the raid that suit them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comedy on there. I thankfully didn't make it there. Tic Tacs. I mean, that invasion of privacy. And like he asked this question, why are you here? Show us your intelligence. No, there's no need to show any. You ask for the purpose of the raid. Oh, we're here to look for. Aren't you supposed to have evidence that there's something incriminating there before you come? What are you there looking for something? Anyway, no.
So what's the best trip you've been on with, mate? What one do you...
The first one rates as the best trip ever because everything was new. So we've had a couple of great trips, but the first one I rate as the best trip. I mean, I've got so many stories. I mean,
What was the fight? Was it a fight?
Was it
Francis
Tyson?
Botha. Francis Botha fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
Botha.
with Mike Tyson and meeting Muhammad Ali for the first
Oh,
time.
yeah.
That was fantastic. I mean, he started calling me "Where's Waldo?" Because
Where's Wally? Where's Wally?
Yeah, that's it. I ended up everywhere you could be.
Yeah.
I was at the right place at the right time, everywhere. I mean,
You're doing a bit of security for Ali, weren't you?
no,
It's been your story in life.
Funny.
You're always at the right,
Right place at the right
you're
time.
always there. You're never in the wrong place.
Yeah, what happened is I stole his medallion when he wasn't looking, like the access all passes.
Yeah.
So I stole
your
his and gave
accreditation,
him mine, And I ended up, they're going on stage for the weigh-in. Those weigh-ins are a hell of a thing. Your first time there.
Yeah, they're crazy.
The trash
I wasn't
talking.
allowed on stage because my credential wasn't good enough, but I looked, he was up there.
Like I pointed you out to security. I told them to keep an eye on you. I managed to get on stage. Jeff was keeping all the young guys he had with him, like just letting them have a view of it. And before he could get on, and before he realised I had his accreditation, I'd already followed Team Mike Tyson onto the stage. I was practically holding Mike's tracksuit while he went for the weigh-in.
Yeah.
On our way, there was Muhammad Ali's there, and I've just came to a complete stop, and I'm just, in awe. And then Mike Tyson sees my face, walks over, introduces me, and just leaves me with Muhammad Ali at the time. So he goes, okay, I've got to get it away. Jeff's sitting there looking at me from the stage, and he's looking at me going like, yeah, and I'm going, and he's just laughing, and he's starting to make his way up to where the security are. So I've gone over to the security in the corner, and I've gone,
that's him.
Just keep an eye on that guy's trying to sneak on stage. Jeff's tried to come up, and the guy's holding me back. Jeff's about to come to blows with him. Lucky one of Mike's guys saw it and came and got him on. He's come up on the stage, gave me a backhand. So he's gone up. They've left me with Muhammad Ali, and they've said, okay, you stay with Muhammad Ali while we go and actually do the weigh-in. So I'm standing there with Muhammad Ali, and I brought the photos. You can have a laugh. Yeah. And people are coming up trying to talk to him. I'm there pushing him away, and Muhammad Ali couldn't really talk back, but I could see the look on his face.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing him away. And
he was trying to say thank you to you, John.
No, I don't think so. And then you see Jeff and Mike come back from the weigh-in, and you see Muhammad Ali lean into Jeff and Mike, and I'm sure he's saying, get this fucking kid away from me. Yeah, but I got the photos to prove it. I mean, it was fantastic. That was the best trip.
Yeah.
And,
being around guys like Jeff and Kyle, you would have met some pretty interesting Hollywood celebrities, A-listers and whatnot over the years.
Oh, yeah, travelling with Jeff, you meet, Jeff's very underrated in this country, I'll be honest here. It's only when you go overseas with him, you go to one of these big events and you walk through. Yeah, it's just everyone knows him, everyone respects him, especially in the fight game.
Oh, Ben knows it.
Oh yeah, in Vegas it's a different game.
It's unbelievable. Like everyone knows him, respects him, and if you're with him, you get access to everything, which is great.
Yeah.
What did we have access to that? What were we drinking?
Oh, I don't ever remember. We were
of Dom, flagons of Dom. And
yeah. We were hanging out with Lennox Lewis.
It's a different world. I mean, the boxing world, he's got that wrapped. I mean, you come with me to Vegas, this is 30 years ago, 27 years ago. Now you come with me to Vegas. I mean, I can take you anywhere, any venue.
Okay, let's go.
And I'm just saying, when you're in your own element, he's got his element covered completely.
For sure.
Again, Kyle Sandland as well, you go away with him, you meet a whole different crew of people, Last time I think I was at Coachella with him. I mean, that was an amazing...
Any restaurant he takes to, they love him. He eats so much.
He eats so much, he's got that boxing world completely covered.
Yeah.
So if you're into boxing, you go away. If you're lucky enough to get an invite to go with Jeff Fenech, you should take it up.
Yeah, you were at the fights here in Sydney in December when Tim Tszyu fought Jack Brubaker when Fenech was in the corner. They're good shows. These ones we're putting on at the moment.
Yeah, they're starting to.
No limit.
You guys are starting to put together some good promotion. I mean, we've got the facilities now as well. That I'd never been to that one in Darling. That was my first time there.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah,
you've got some great facilities there now, and I think it should start. You've put together a good show that night, and you can see the roll-on effect. You just need some more. I'm dying to see a couple of the juniors that Jeff trains fight, and
young Brocky Jarvis.
I'm looking forward to Brocky. Yeah, he's got big potential, and he's a great kid. He's got
a good
great
kid.
potential.
That's more important to me. But look, I said he's got great potential, and like I said, we've finally got. Like I said, I don't say this because Ben knows that's why he's doing the podcast. When Ben does something, every eye's dot, every T's crossed, and we've got professional guys doing the sport. Like when he interviews somebody, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Every time I listen to anything, wow, me as a fighter, or me as what I've done in the sporting, well, I've got somebody who knows what they're talking about. And that's Ben. I've told you time and time over where boxing's in a great place as long as you're running the ship for us.
Yeah, well, it seems to be in a strong position. We've got to get through this coronavirus and hopefully kick on again. But yeah, the shows are really good at the moment, and Brock Jarvis and those sorts of kids.
That was a great show. I remember Jeff coming in. I was actually there with a corporate group.
Yeah.
And I knew Jeff had Brock, and I told Jeff, make sure I get to meet the kid. And then once he found that, he sent Pete Levesque come to get me, and I ended up backstage. I remember getting a photo of Brock and saying, I've been dying to meet you. And he goes, wow. I was actually looking forward to meeting him, because I can know Jeff has put a lot of time in and he really believes in this kid. And you can see that you guys should really pick that game up. It's about you can see, I think it's been neglected and...
I know, these things are trying. We've got so many, a lot of great fighters that are just on that, like I said, just on that cusp at the moment. Yeah.
He's so marketable too, Brock. He's got the full package.
Yeah, he's a great kid, Yeah. When do you think that'll all resume again?
Oh, well, hopefully not too far off. They're talking about maybe Jeff Horn, Tim Tszyu bringing it back maybe September. So it'd be nice if it was a bit sooner than that. But then we start going again, I guess. Yeah. But it's going okay. How have you been going through this lockdown period? Does it change your lifestyle?
I've actually don't mind it. If it wasn't for the hardship that this Corona thing is something that's unprecedented. I don't think anyone could have seen that one coming or planned for it. And I'm a kind of guy that plans for the worst ever. Who could have planned for this? It sort of put a dent in my retirement to keep myself in the manner which I've become accustomed to. I'm going to have to go back to work. So,
sorry, John.
It's ridiculous. I think we'll be feeling it for a few years to come too. To be honest with you.
Just real quick, I just want to say, John, I don't want my podcast to be boring long, but I just want to say thank you so much for being here with us today. I mean, I don't know if the boys thought I'd get you here, but I knew that you would do this for me. I want to just say thank you, and our friendship means a lot to me, so thank you very much, brother.
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks, John. It's been a great chat.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks for the chat, John. Much appreciated, mate.
Good luck to you. Okay, so it's headphones down.
Yeah, headphones down.
And subscribe to Standing 8. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify if you haven't already.